real mazes. Mazes promote problem solving, thinking ahead, and trying new directions. There are other childhood experiences that can be thought of like a maze. School is one big maze, and so is learning to read. But a child's success in these two mazes is dependent on their ability to navigate firstly through the language maze. For many children, they happily wind their way through the language maze without too many difficulties. But for others, it's as though they get lost. They can have difficulty understanding what someone says, and it can be hard expressing their own ideas. For these children who are lost, speech pathologists can be thought of as maze runners. We help these children to navigate the twists and turns to get them back on track. But sadly, we are not able to reach 2/3 of the children who are lost. This suggests, as maze runners, we need a new direction for approaching the maze. So my PhD looks at this language puzzle from a different perspective and asks the question, what places children at risk of getting lost in the language maze? To answer this question, I looked at the language skills of 800 Australian children. I reviewed their language skills at 2 and 10 years. What was really interesting was that 80% of the children showing language difficulties at 10 had not shown any concerns with their language development at 2. It was these children that started the maze okay, but then wound up lost, that made me wonder, could I identify other indicators in the first 2 years of the child's life that placed these children at a higher risk for language difficulties further in their development? So I compared the children at 2 on factors related to the child, their parents, and their family environment. Some of the factors my research found were not surprising, such as being a boy and coming from a family with a lower income. But my research also showed that not being read to by their parents as early as 2 years and having a father who had not completed high school increased their vulnerability for later language difficulties. These factors provide a new way for identifying the children at risk of going down the wrong path in the language maze. The next step is for us to work together with other maze runners, such as parents, early childcare workers and teachers, to provide the support for these children before the maze becomes more complex and the impact is seen on their language skills. When we take this proactive stance, it's going to be so amazing.